This is Force on Force Army Buck Hunters, featuring a matchup between the branches of our military. The location is the G4 Ranch south of San Antonio, Texas. 8 buck hunters first square off in a bracket-style shooting competition.
You better tighten it up.
I ain't gonna let no Air Force tell me what to do.
Confidence confronts precision. Pressure pairs with performance.
That's it.
The winners of each head-to-head matchup are awarded a hunt. The eventual national champion will receive a trophy buck hunt, with all of the meat donated to Trinity Oaks, a Texas nonprofit which provides meals to needy families. The commanding officer for these operations is Lieutenant Colonel Sean Dalrymple. Each mission begins in the TOC, the Tactical Operations Center, where Lieutenant Colonel Dalrymple sets the rules of engagement and the combatants get their final briefings. Today we crown a national champion on Force Army Buck Hunters. It's all part of a unique bracket-style tournament. Members representing our branches of the military are competing on the shooting range to advance in the competition and earn a hunt on the G4 Ranch. Our preliminary rounds are complete, and we are in our first semifinal competition. Army Buck Hunter Dan McKinley against fellow Army Buck Hunter Stephen Stuckey. McKinley shot first and set a high bar, hitting all 10 of his targets. Stuckey is ready to take his turn.
Hit.
Hit. Send it. Hit.
Hit. Hit.
Hit.
Miss.
I got a miss on that too.
Miss.
Miss. Miss.
There's a hit. Miss.
Miss. Miss again.
Yeah.
Hit.
There's a hit.
Let me calculate the score up here. Hey guys, after a tough semi-final match, we have to declare a winner. I know it's kind of bittersweet for me personally because I know these pros find Army Buck Hunters personally, and so it's tough for me to call it, but it's going to have to go to Dan McKinney. He hit a perfect score.
All
awesome
right.
job.
Yeah,
You're
all right,
advancing to the championship.
How long did you serve in the U.S. Army?
I was in for just under 9 years, mid-'80s till the early 90s.
And what made you want to get involved?
You know, I grew up overseas. My parents were missionaries when I was growing up, and so I got to spend a lot of time in Central and South America especially. Traveling was not strange to me, was not foreign at all. I grew up that way. And I wanted to serve our country. I mean, I grew up appreciating, especially living in a lot of third world countries as a kid, you'd come back to the U.S. and really see what we have here. I mean, it's something that's unfortunately too easy to take for granted too many times if you've never left these borders. But knowing what the U.S. is and who we are as people, it makes you want to serve that. I mean, it makes you want to serve and protect what we've got as a way of life.
All right, guys, we're at day 2 hunt with Dan McKinley. We were out here yesterday. He won the semifinal round with a shooting competition. We hunted yesterday. We got a monster buck come out. We just never could get the right shooting solution. You know, ethical hunting is the most important thing. We wanted to make sure we did. So, you know, we had a little bit of time. Nothing ever goes to plan. So we decided we'd reset and come out on day 2. So we got a couple, you know, young bucks out there, and they usually come out first. So we just kind of sit tight and wait on that big monster to come out that was here yesterday. Some more coming up down there. He's down there. Look at that. Yep, that's that big body deer. Just if that's him.
Mm-hmm. I think it is. It looks like he's got the same bolt on his abdomen as I noticed yesterday.
Yep, that.
Could be him right there.
Still a good ways out, so we'll just keep watching him.
Well, we saw him. I'm out of words.
We actually had him out there at 164, 165 yards early, but there was a big buck that came in, and he did not like it. So that's as close as he got. From that point on, he just kind of worked back to the tree line and went that way and hadn't come back. So we had a ton of pigs come through this morning, not right on us, but out at 150, 200 yards. Two big bunches. And something, whether it was the pigs or something else, got these deer a little bit earlier, got really, really tense, really screwed up, and they just ran. I mean, it was like a cougar had come through or something. I mean, it really got them stirred up. So they've settled back down now, but it's honestly getting to the end of, probably the most effective time to be out here. We're sitting a few more minutes, but it's not looking good, but it's been a great time.
We head back to the range for the second semifinal shootout when Force on Force Army Buck Hunters returns. Force on Force is brought to you by Cryptek, from the battlefield to the backcountry. By Stone River, outfit your outdoor adventure. And by All Seasons Feeders. Tell me a little bit, do you have any mentors, somebody that was really influential for you growing up?
I would say my number one mentor would be my grandfather, and he was a Marine in the Pacific. And he was in Okinawa and Guadalcanal. And after that, I joined the Army at 18. And at 19, I joined straight up and went straight in the Ranger Battalion. And got a Ranger contract, and I ended up in Alpha Company 1st 75th Rangers. Went through basic training, airborne RIP, and got in there, and I was 18, I ended up in Ranger School as a young PFC. Okay. And I was way out of my element. But they had trained me, they had convinced me there's something I could do. I went in there, and I made it. I graduated Ranger School. I turned 19, but I graduated Ranger School.
That's great.
And I thought, I'm the biggest man in the world. Of course, it was just the beginning. It was a stepping stone in my life. But it was probably one of the biggest stepping stones in my life I ever took. I've had this with me for almost 35 years now. And it's the tab that was pinned on me in Ranger School. It's beat up, it's dirty, it's filthy. Wow. And I used to have a safety pin on it, but my wallet's worn it all out, and it's worn out several wallets.
Welcome back to Force on Force Army Buck Hunters. You just met Army Buck Hunter Joel Dewey, one of 8 members of our Buck Hunter team competing for a national championship in this unique event. Shoot well on the range, and you earn a hunt and advance to the next round. Let's head back to the range right now for our next 2 semifinalists.
All right, fire. This time you're gonna get a 10-round magazine. You're gonna shoot 5 rounds at each of the discs at the 50-meter target, and then you're gonna shoot 5 rounds at the silhouette target at 100 meters. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Let's rock.
Send it.
Hit.
Hit. Hit the arm. Hit. Hit. Miss. Hit. That was a headshot. Hit. Hit.
Last shot.
To lock and clear. Good shooting.
Good job.
Thank you.
Weapon is clear. All right, switch positions.
Still high. Top of the black. Hit. Top right of the black. Hit. 2 inches high of the black. That's a hit. That's a hit. Bottom right. Bottom again. Hit. Red. Hit. Dead center. Red. Hit.
All right,
That's a
lock
hit
and clear.
right there.
Lock and clear.
Clear. That gives us a winner, and our winner here is Randy. Congratulations, man.
I barely got that one by. Good shooting, brother. Good shooting, man. I barely slid that one through.
Now you get to
How's
move
that
on
feel?
to the final round of Army Buck Hunters. One step closer to being the first ever Force on Force of Buck Hunter National Champion.
Force on Force Army Buck Hunters is brought to you by Scent Blaster. Attract more game to the kill zone. By the G4 Ranch. By C&M Texas Vacation Rentals. Relax, enjoy Texas. And by Wiley X. Absolute premium protection. Welcome back to Force on Force Army Buck Hunters. Randy won his semi-final round, and now his reward is a buck hunt.
Left of the feeder, head down.
Head down. Can you get a shoulder shot?
Yep.
You're clear. You're clear to engage the target.
Sending. Oh, nope, he moved. Facing us right now.
You got deer behind you now.
He's still pretty forward. He's quartering 2 pretty hard. Come on, baby. Work with me.
Just make sure that your background, you two are clear too.
Yep, I see one. You go left again.
No shoot.
Yep, nope.
Just relax, man. Come on, you little weasel. Gotta be patient. Marines just like to kill things. They're bad at being patient. That's right. That's why we send the Army to do most things.
Unless you want to get done, then they call them the Marine Corps.
All right. Thread the needle.
Want me to do it?
Is he clear? Clear. You're clear.
What about the one behind it?
And make sure you have nothing in the background.
I'm good.
Huh?
I'm good.
Hold on. Hold. Clear. Clear.
The one on the left, right?
You got it. Perfect shot. Good job, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's some good shooting right there. You had to freaking put it in a tight group right there. I mean, you had all kind of people right beside it.
Just like in the military, you got to adapt and overcome, and it's a drop of a hat, and that's kind of what happened. Chris kind of looked over and goes, we all need to move. We need to move now because here's the deer we want. And so it was just a big scramble, moving chairs, trying to get people in position, trying to not make any noise and get on this deer. It was a pretty tight little squeeze to get through, but they said clear and take it. And so I sent it. We got lucky, and he's laying right over here. Well, I told Chris when we got up here, I said, they're not going to read the script. They're not going to come out where they're supposed to. I said, that's just what's going to happen. And sure as all get out, there it was.
Oh, look at that buck.
And look at that thing.
Man, that's nice right there, brother.
Look at that dude.
You look like you got a big smile on your face right now.
That's a brute. Look at all the trash on him. Holy moly.
Dude, check that deer out.
Look at that thing, man.
Man,
Look at that.
look at all that
the
brow
stuff on
tines
him.
right there. All that trash, man.
Got a little nicks already from
Mhm.
the head.
That turn, then that one split right there on top.
Yep.
Bladed.
Bladed, split. He's got
Great deer.
Good old deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, definitely a good,
That is a
good mature buck.
mature
and-
buck that we were looking for. So
Yeah. Chris, just for the audience, I mean, what age deer we're looking at here, you know?
There's going to be probably 6.5, 7.5-year-old deer here. Maybe a little older.
Thanks again, Chris.
Yes, sir.
yes, thank you again, Chris and G4 Ranch.
We'll get this thing loaded up and get out of here. Get some backstrap for the guys at the Trinity Oaks, and we'll be good to go. We've done our part here.
Sounds good. Let's
All
get
right.
it loaded and let's get the work started.
What started as a very unique bracket-style shooting competition is now down to 2 finalists. We crown a national champion when Force on Force Army Buck Hunters returns. Force on Force Army Buck Hunters is brought to you by Mountain Mikes, by Hook, Line, and Barbecue, by Trinity Oaks, give a moment in time, and by the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard Buck Hunters. Support, defend, hunt. All right, let's talk about the hunt.
Yes,
You got a buck of a lifetime.
I got a good one, yes, sir. Your adrenaline's pumping even harder, and the longer it was taken, the more the adrenaline was pumping, the more you were shaking and trying to sit in that scope. And there's several times I looked away just to not even look at the deer anymore, trying to get calmed down a little bit. And finally, Chris said, okay, hey, he's turning, he's getting clear. I got the clear. Sean gave me, you're clear to engage, and I said I was sending it. And I did, and the deer dropped right there, and didn't have any clue the deer was quite as big as it was, when we walked up, because when we were looking at it, all you could see was the tine length and everything. And then when we walked up, there was just stickers and brush hanging off all the brow tines, and it was a very unique, wild-looking deer.
So Randy got his buck from winning the semifinals. Now Randy meets Dan McKinley to go back to the range with a national championship on the line.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is it, man.
You
This is the
ready?
final.
This is it. We're here.
You got to bring all your game on this one.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the finals of the 2019 Force on Force Army Buck Hunters National Championship. Oh, you guys are making it. One of you guys will be the first guy to ever be named national champion for Army Buck Hunters. That's a pretty cool deal. Oh, all right, gentlemen. We took a little easy on you in the first round. We had a little basic rifle marksmanship. We escalated a little bit up on the semi-final round, so we're in store to see what's here in the finals for you, gentlemen. Still up for grabs is the Army Buck Hunters basic load. As this competition has moved from the preliminaries to the semifinals to the finals, we have continued to turn up the heat on you, gentlemen. This competition will be no different. We've used the crawl, walk, run phase of this operation. We are now in the run phase. So in previous rounds, we've allowed you to zero, and then qual, and then the known distance range. This time we're gonna make you shoot cold. No rounds to confirm your zero. And I'm not gonna tell you your distance or the number of rounds till you reach the range safety officer at the range, which he will brief you. Just like in any combat operation, the situation changes and we wanna see how you do under pressure. And then finally, one of you is gonna win a championship hunt with the owner of All Seasons Feeder here on the beautiful G4 Ranch in Bigfoot, Texas. And the final and most important thing, gentlemen, is one of you is going to be crowned the national champion for the first time ever for Army Buck Hunters. Dan, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Randy, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, gentlemen, shake hands, move out and draw fire, and one of you is going to be a national champion. Oh,
All right, brother.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
See what happens.
We're going to see how it comes out.
All right, gentlemen, you've made it to the championship round. This competition right here is going to decide who is the Force on Force Army Buck Hunter champion. All right, so what we're going to do right here is your final stage of competition. We're going to shoot unsupported 10 rounds at that simulated 300-meter target. If you hit the target and it spins up, your next shot's going to be knock it back down. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let's go pick out a champion for Force on Force Army Buck Hunters. What?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Yeah, baby. All right, fire. Choose your weapon. Secure your rifle, 1 10-round magazine. Get in a good, unsupported firing position. Lock and load 1 10-round magazine.
Coach, you ready?
Spotter ready.
All right, shooter ready?
Ready?
Send it. That's a hit.
Hit. It was a miss. Hit.
It's a hit.
Hit. Hit.
Hit. Hit.
Hit. Miss.
Miss.
Hit.
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 Hit. This is your final round, shooter.
Hit.
Lock and clear. Secure 1 10-round magazine.
Thank you.
Assume a good, unsupported fighting position.
Hit. Miss. Miss. Miss.
Yeah, that's it.
Lock and clear.
Damn. I don't know what to say to you, man. Tough go at it. Randy?
Hey.
Randy,
Good shooting, buddy. Good shooting. Thank you.
Hey, come on up here, guys. Hey, we kind of all know who the champion is, but we got to officially do this. But you made it through a preliminary round, a 0 qual, the semifinals of a known distance, and then basically what every military marksman has to do, come in and shoot cold with no practice rounds. And Randy, you proved to be the first ever Army Buck Hunters National Championship for Force on Forces and representing the Marine Buck Hunters. Well, that pretty much wraps it up from here. Hey, make sure you tune in next season for season 2 of Force on Force Army Buck Hunters, as Randy will defend his national championship. Whoa.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good job.